Hey everyone, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Super happy you decided to join me. I have a new speed build for you, and I finally got around to making a family home. I said I would. It took me a while, but I did it. I've actually had the house built for weeks, but editing the speed build took me ages. I think I had around 10 hours of footage to edit, which is by far the most I've ever had. I still consider myself a novice at video editing, so it was a bit overwhelming and I just kind of put it off for a while. But I really loved how this house turned out, and I finally mustered up the energy and the courage to get through the editing so I could share this home with you. I'm also sorry that this is such a long video, but I wanted to keep a lot of the building and furnishing. I did cut out some stuff, mostly landscaping because it was repetitive. I think I also only show one bathroom because the rest are pretty similar. And I think one of the only other rooms I cut was the laundry room because, again, that's pretty basic. It's not super exciting. So I built this home with the 100 baby challenge in mind, but it will work for any large family. There are 6 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, and I tried to put in a lot of activities for your Sims to do. I also added in all the skill books, so if your Sim needs to level something up, but I didn't place the activity, they can always read. This house is play tested, it's fully functional. There are a few changes from what you see in the speed build to the gallery version, but they are minor. Most of it involves scooting some decor because it's blocking the Sims pathing. I'm also starting to upload my tray files to Patreon. It's free, so you don't need to subscribe. I'll link that in the description below. And of course, this build is on the gallery. I do really love the way the exterior came together on this home. The front is based on a photo I saw on Pinterest. Like a lot of Simmers, I get a lot of inspo from Pinterest. I have a huge Sims inspiration folder organized into sections. So if you ever want to see what I'm pinning, or you just want some Sims inspiration for your own builds, feel free to follow me on there. I'm not entirely sure what style this house is. Maybe a mix between traditional and some sort of like modern Tudor vibes. I don't know. That's what we're going with though. I usually struggle with roofing, but this build worked out surprisingly well for me. I don't know about you, but roofing in this game gives me a headache sometimes. Another thing that I added to this build is a little sunroom area. I've been loving sunrooms lately, and I have been adding them to a lot of my builds. I'm sorry if you're sick of seeing them. I don't know, I think they look so cute. I think they make really nice family rooms. This one's on the smaller side, but I did turn it into a cute little sitting area and a makeshift mudroom. Another thing I did in this build that isn't super typical for me is I mixed a fair amount of paint swatches and windows, but I thought that they all worked surprisingly well together. I used to be scared to use more than one paint swatch and like 1 or 2 different windows on my exteriors because I didn't want them to clash or look busy. But now I really like mixing and matching them. I think it, can add some like good color and good texture to the home, and I think it can be done in, in like a stylish way. I think the packs that I used for this primarily are Cats and Dogs, Seasons, Discovery University, and Cottage Living, mostly. This house is pack heavy. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I am pretty pleased with the way the exterior came together, and I hope you all like it too. I actually had to move this build to a bigger lot. I think I started on a 20 by 30, but it left almost no backyard, and I did, have a plan of some activities I wanted to put outside. So I wound up moving it to a 40 by 30 so I could put it in a pool, and I added in, just a cute little backyard area. This is in Newcrest, and the lot I put it on is actually right next to a playground area, which I thought was perfect for a family home. Of course, you can put this lot anywhere you want, but it is in Newcrest next to that little playground. So yeah, you can easily have the kids venture over there if you need them to do something and get out of your Sims hair for a little bit. I definitely want this home to be part of my save file, but I'm not sure if it's going to be in version 1. I haven't finalized what style I want Newcrest to be yet, so this might fit in, but if it doesn't, I will definitely put it in another world. I think it could fit in Brindleton Bay or Windenburg if it doesn't work out in Newcrest. This floor plan was a bit of a struggle for me because the house is so big and I didn't want to have, massive rooms that had a lot of empty space. However, I also knew I needed a fair amount of bedrooms if I wanted this to be a house for the 100 baby challenge. The first floor has the living room, kitchen, dining room, a study, a powder room, the parents' room, a walk-in closet, and an ensuite bathroom. And then upstairs, let's see, there are 3 more bedrooms, I believe. No, I'm sorry. There's 2 teenage rooms, 2 kids rooms, 1 toddler room, and then 3 more bathrooms that are upstairs. There's also a study space that I put up there. I'm hoping that the kids will use that for homework. My teenager in one of my save files almost died because she decided to sit outside during a blizzard and do her homework, and she almost froze to death. I'm trying to prevent that from happening to you. So I did add a little study space with a lot of desks and spaces, that they can study. The interior is quite light and bright and contemporary. That's sort of my style, if you haven't noticed by now. The flooring is from the Cottage Living Pack. I adore this flooring. The texture is so great, and I think it has some really nice color swatches too. The walls, I think almost all the walls are just the base game, like crown molding style. And I used a fair amount of blue swatches in this build with some light wood and white accents. I also used the Dream Home Decorator shelving units to sort of frame the TV area in the living room. I want to give you a fair warning about this. These shelves, as cute and adorable as they are, they can be glitchy. So if you download this house from the gallery, sometimes those Dream Home Decorator shelves will disappear. So yeah, if you download it and you see like random blank spaces in the shelves, it's just the glitch. There's nothing I can do about it as far as I'm aware. If you know of any tips or tricks to prevent this from happening, feel free to let me know. But as far as I'm aware, there's no workaround. I also believe that this will delete the clutter. So you probably have to replace both the shelves and the clutter. Again, I'm sorry, but I don't know how to fix it. Anyway, the living room, it's pretty big. So I also added in a bookshelf and a piano area and then just like a little sitting area. I did size down a chess table to use as decoration. This is not functional, but I did put a functional chess table upstairs your Sims can use. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, when I say a build is fully functional, there might still be a few items that don't work, but I do always put a functional counterpart. There's one other non-functional item in the living room. It is the bookshelf in the corner of the kids area. It's blocked by the dollhouse, but again, there are plenty of other bookshelves your Sims can use. This is the only non-functional one as far as I'm aware. And of course, if you download this build and I missed something major that doesn't work, please let me know. I will make some changes and re-upload it to the gallery if I need to. I don't want this build to be unplayable because what's the point? And yeah, another thing that I added into this build that again might make things slightly unfunctional. Is that a word? That non-functional, I think is what I meant to say. I don't think unfunctional is a word. Anyway, I did add in some pillows. They're not real pillows, of course, because we don't have that, but I did just put some ottomans and I used the tool mod to rotate them. I think that makes those seats not functional, but it's a huge couch, so there's a lot of other space. And of course, if you do want those couches, feel free to, just delete the ottomans, and then of course you can have the couches back. I would love for the Sims team to give us pillows and throw blankets to decorate. That would be amazing. I would love for that to happen in a clutter kit or something like that. I don't think it ever will happen, but a girl can dream, right? And then another like kind of cute detail that I added is I put some toys on the coffee table. If you saw that earlier, I don't know. I thought it was kind of cute. Your Sims will probably clean up the toys and just go put them in the toy chest, but they look cute for the pictures at least. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to mention that I cut out is most of the hallway footage. You see this part right here, and I think this is like the only hallway section that I show. Everything else is pretty standard. Some tables with clutter, a couple chairs. Oh, I guess I did add in one of those small pets, like a hamster or something from the My First Pet stuff. If you have that pack, if you don't, you can, put a fish tank or whatever else that you want to put. I thought that might help the kids with responsibility. Maybe. I guess I've actually never played with those small pets, so I don't know if the kids gain like the responsibility traits with it, but I hope so. I guess if not, it's at least another activity for your sim. So the kitchen. It's pretty massive, but if you have a massive family, you need a massive kitchen, right? I actually really love this huge island. If I could build my real life dream home, I would add a massive island. I used the Dream Home Decorator cabinet since they fit the contemporary style I was going for. I did tuck the fridge away into cabinets, but it is functional. You can see the cabinets like peeking through when your sim opens the fridge, but for me, the aesthetics beat the small glitch. If it really bothers you, of course, you can delete those cabinets. There'll be like a gap where the fridge and the next counters are, but whatever you prefer. I also added a separate stove and oven from the Dream Home Decorator pack. I did a fair amount of cluttering in this kitchen, but I did struggle with the placement. I couldn't quite 100% decide like where exactly I wanted to put the clutter. I always find myself second guessing how much kitchen clutter to put in because, like what looks good versus like when is it too much where it just looks like a sloppy mess. I sometimes have trouble distinguishing, that line in my build. When I build family homes, I think I kind of like go a little bit further than I normally would. I added in a little bit extra clutter that I'm comfortable with because I want it to look real and like it could possibly be lived in. Oh, and one thing, you might see like a really weird transition, and I'm sorry about that. I basically stopped working on this in the middle of the kitchen one night, and then when I went back to it the next day, I forgot to hit record. So it's not a whole lot missing. It's just like a little bit of clutter for the most part. I also used a coffee table from Tiny Living, and I sized that down to kind of like make a little tray for the soap and the sponge. I don't know. I thought it was like cute. It looked nice. Moving on to the dining room, I used the table from, I believe it's from Jungle Adventure, and I think the chairs are from either Cats and Dogs or Seasons. And then I just put two together. It's a big table. Again, big family, big table. I also put high chairs in. Now, I know that the high chairs are glitched out. I know that they don't really work. So in the toddler room, you'll see it down the road in the Speedbuild. I put in that like case, I think it's from Get to Work, because I have heard from other people that if you just put food in that case, the toddlers will grab it and eat it so that they don't starve to death. And that case, again, it's upstairs, it's in the toddler bedroom. So yeah, I try to make this easy and functional. If, again, for a 100 baby challenge, that like hopefully it all kind of works out. I use this hutch I also think this is from Jungle Adventure. I think Jungle Adventure is an underrated pack for, at least for the build buy. I've never really done the gameplay, so I don't know how that is, but I like a lot of the build and buy stuff from Jungle Adventure. I find myself using it often. This is the little mini sunroom I was talking about earlier. I just think it turned out so stinking cute. It's just, I don't know, it's just one of the prettiest spots in the whole house, I think. I made kind of a makeshift sectional with the sofas from My First Pet stuff, and I added in a little ottoman, a little bit of decor, some plants from the most recent Blooming Rooms kit. I think that's what it's called. And then over here, it's not really a mudroom. I'm calling it like a makeshift mudroom because I put in like a little cabinet, and I don't think I added it on camera, but off camera, I actually went back in and I added, I think I added like a laundry hamper. You know, I imagine maybe this is where the kids come in from the pool, they chuck their wet towels and, you know, their dirty, wet clothes into the laundry hamper. Then in the little study area, this is not the main study area that I was mentioning earlier. That's upstairs where like there's a whole bunch of desks for the kids. This is just sort of a mini study area because I wasn't entirely sure what else to do with this room. It's super small. Looking back at it, I kind of wish I had made it an exercise room because I didn't add any treadmills or anything into this build because I thought, well, your Sims can use the TV to work out. I kind of wish I had swapped it, but too late now. You know, sometimes the ideas come to you after the build's already done and recorded and up in the gallery. If you think this is repetitive, feel free to, you can have this be another bedroom. Again, it can be an exercise room. You can make it into a game room, a skills room, whatever you want. Like I say in pretty much every single speed build, you can always make changes to the houses that I put up. Can tweak them to your Sims needs. It never offends me. The only thing, is I ask is just, please don't re-upload like my exact build with slight changes to the gallery without, at least like trying to give me credit or something like that. Now this is the parents' room. It's a little bit girly because, again, I built this for the 100 baby challenge, and I believe that's pretty much always played with a female sim. So it is slightly more girly maybe, but I mean, it's not insane. I think you could definitely have a couple live here, or I think even men would like this. Sorry, excuse me. I'm talking too much and my throat is just like, stop, shut up. This is the walk-in closet. Yeah, it's cute. Again, this is pretty much all Dream Home Decorator. And then that gorgeous mirror from Jungle Adventure. What did I say? Jungle Adventure is great. I think as a builder, Jungle Adventure is a really, really good pack to have. I think it goes with a lot of different styles. I also added in the vanity. I rarely put vanities in my builds because I don't usually make like massive walk-in closets like this, but it definitely fits in well in this build. And then I just added in some debug, clutter, the makeup, the eyeliner brush, and then that little it looked like a perfume. I don't know if that's what it is. That's what I'm pretending it is. I think that all just is base game. Then I'm just adding some more clutter here to these shelves. Again, if you download this in the gallery and it looks like the shelves are like missing pieces, that is not intentional. It is just the glitch that happens with these shelves. It's very unfortunate. I wish it didn't happen, but again, as far as I know, I don't know how to make that not happen. And then moving on, this is the only bathroom that you will see. this bathroom is definitely the most luxurious one that I built. The other ones are a little more basic. Because again, this is hopefully like the oasis. The mom can come here, she can relax. If she has a bajillion kids, she probably really needs her own space. I tried to make one of those, I don't know what they're called, like wet rooms or something, where they kind of basically have like, they section off a part of the bathroom and it has just like the open shower heads and a bathtub in it. They're pretty popular in like upscale modern homes, at least in the area that I live in. So I added that and I thought it looked nice. Again, like if I could have my real life dream house, I would love to have like a ginormous area like that. Rest of the bathroom, again, pretty basic. A sink, a mirror, a toilet. I added in a trash can in here because it just adds a little bit of realism. At least most people that I know, and personally myself in real life, I always have a trash can in the bathroom because, there's a lot of stuff I need to throw away that I don't necessarily want to take out to the main trash can, if you know what I'm saying. So, just adds a little bit of realism. I tried to mess around with these dividers, but it just didn't really look good. So I scrapped that idea. And here I tried to, just add in some clutter. One thing that I did have to move is that little, I don't know what it is, little stool with the makeshift towel and like soap on it. I had to move that. It's still there. It's just in a different spot because I realized I put it where the like bath handles are, so your sim couldn't get into the bathtub. So I moved it to the opposite end, and when I play tested it, sim was fine. They could get in the bathtub without any issues. That pretty much wraps up the bathroom, the master bedroom. Wait. No, it doesn't. I completely forgot. I also added in another computer in here. My thought is that you could lock this door and only the mom could come in here so that she'd always have like a computer to use if she needed it for any reason. I added in the board, that little board. I was like, if it's for the 100 baby challenge and she has a bajillion kids, she probably needs someplace to keep track of all their activities. So I added that for a little bit of realism. And because I also just, needed to fill up the space, I was going to leave it empty, but it looked too empty. And I don't know. Again, I always feel like in my builds, I'm trying to strike a balance between filling up the space so that it looks nice, but also not like completely over cluttering an area. So now we're transitioning to upstairs. This is the toddler room. I kind of made this little gated off area. I don't know if like you can lock the toddlers in here. That wasn't like my main purpose. I just made it because I thought it looked cute. I added in that tent thing. I forget what pack this comes with. Cottage Living, maybe? And it's so cute. The toddlers can play in this and they're just adorable. I tried to add in a bunch of other activities for them. A toy chest. They have a couple of tablets. I added in a couple of stuffed animals, a bookshelf. Of course, there are beds. I will actually come back to this room a little bit later on in the speed build. I initially only put 2 toddler beds, but I thought, I feel like I should add a 3rd toddler bed. So I did make it work. I added in a 3rd toddler bed, which we go back to it later. This is the case I was talking about. This is what someone told me. I've never used this, but I have been told that if you put food in that little like case, it stays fresh and the toddlers can just go and grab it and feed themselves. Since the high chairs basically don't work in this game, it's like an easy way to keep your toddlers alive. So I added it. I know it's a little bit ugly, but I was thinking of, gameplay over aesthetics for like once. If you hate it, of course you can delete it and put in something else there because It is a little bit ugly. That's why it's like tucked away into a corner. I hope it works. I really hope that that helps out the toddlers. If it's completely useless and like that was not a good idea, someone let me know. But I posted in a Facebook group, like, what do you look for? Like, what do you guys like to see in 100 baby challenge homes? And I had multiple recommendations for that like case. So that's why I put it in. And I'm hoping those people didn't steer me wrong. I don't think somebody did, or at least if they did, I doubt it was on purpose. Now this is the one of the kids' rooms. There are 2 kids' rooms. They're pretty similar. And of course, if you need teenagers to sleep here, you can. There's a lot of beds. I believe the first room here has the 3 beds and the other kids' room has 2 more beds. So I kind of wanted to have a lot for overflow because I imagine, at least when I play the 100 Baby Challenge, I didn't always have like the exact amount of beds for, who I had imagined being there. So it's meant for kids. Your teenagers can sleep here too if you have, too many teenagers that fit in the 2 teenagers' rooms. Because the teenagers' rooms, again, there's only 2 of them and both of those have double beds, just 1 double bed. I tried to like imagine, okay, if you're a teenager, you get your own room because you probably had to share growing up. So now you get to move on to your own room. But of course, you might have more teenagers than just 2 and they might have to sleep in the kids' rooms. Again, I tried to fill it up with activities for the kids, the science table, the art table. I added in that it's like a Boy Scout, Girl Scout board. I have never used it, but I think that the kids can like collect badges if they do certain stuff. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure how it works because again, I'm not a huge game player. I mostly build. So there's a lot of stuff that I haven't exactly experienced and I'm putting it in thinking that you can do something with it. If it's completely useless, I'm sorry. It at least looks cute or you can remove it and put something else. But yeah, I think one of the only other things I add in this kid's room, I don't think I added any other skills. I think it's mostly just decorations now. There's a rug. And then I just put some decorations on top of the dresser here. I tried to make the colors like neutral because again, I know you can't control like how many boys and how many girls you have. I know when I played the 100 Baby Challenge, at one point my sim had like 4 boys in a row and then like 4 girls in a row. So I kind of just kept it gender neutral. If you want to change swatches to have like one be a girl's room, one be a boy's room, feel free. This is the little study room I was talking about. So I did chop out a little bit of this room because it's very repetitive. It's just adding in desks, adding in a couple of computers. I added in the toddler slide because I think that was the only toddler skill I couldn't fit in their room is the movement. I think that's what it's called. So that should satisfy your toddler's skills. I know it's in a separate room, but it's right next door. So your toddlers can just cross to the bathroom and get in there pretty easily to use it. I tested it with like a toddler with no skills and they could waddle over there from their room to that room without any issues. And this is the second kids' room. Again, it's pretty similar to the first kids' room, just kind of different clutter. Just the 2 bedrooms. Tried to add in some cute little decals. There's some more clutter on the shelf, or I guess it's not a shelf, it's just a little table. Another toy chest, another drawing artwork area. One thing that I didn't put in this build that you guys might be wondering about is I did not put in any bassinets. One of the reasons for that is I have a bassinet override that gets rid of those really ugly base game bassinets and puts in a custom content one. So if I did add a bassinet in, it would show up as custom content because I'm too lazy to take out the override, upload to the gallery, and add it back in. But there is room in, I don't know about you, whenever I have babies, I usually just have the bassinet in the mom's room so that she can like be there to like feed them when they wake up in the middle of the night. There should be plenty of room in the mom's room to add that in. If not, there's lots of other room you can add it. I did consider going back and adding some bassinets, but I don't know about you, but I know when I play and my sim has a baby, I age them up from babies to toddlers as soon as I possibly can because the babies are just kind of annoying. So yeah, I didn't put any bassinets. Sorry about that. This, again, some similar clutter, just like some posters and kids stuff go in here. It's cute. I tried to, not make it exactly the same as the other kids' room, but it's kind of the same formula, just with slightly different decor and a different layout, of course. The only extra skill now that I'm watching the speed build while I'm doing this is the violin. It's the kids' violin, which I think only kids can use, which I find kind of weird. And now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have just added in an adult violin, which I don't think I did. I have a guitar, but no violin. Again, hindsight's 2020. This is one of the teenagers' bedrooms. So like I mentioned earlier, there is just one single bed. Again, I imagine the teenager's been sharing up until this point. So it's like, yes, I finally get my own room. I try to also keep both teenagers' rooms pretty neutral so that, either gender or whoever could be in this room. This room, I added in a couple of other skills. I believe I added in the cross stitching skill and I added in the knitting skill. And then this teenager has a TV in their room. They have the video game. And other than that, I think the only other items in this room are just decor. Oh, wait, no. I did also add a camera into this room. I added in the camera and some of the decor that comes with the Moschino pack. I think you have to take the camera and put it in your Sims inventory to take pictures, but it's there for, for them to use if they need to. The teenagers' rooms, they share a Jack and Jill bathroom. So I also try to give the teenagers a little more privacy in the bathroom. I couldn't give each of them their own bathroom. It was something that I thought about doing in the layout. I originally wanted to do that. But again, just with the space issues, I couldn't make it work. I would have had to completely get rid of one of the bedrooms, and it just didn't feel like enough bedrooms if I got rid of one. It felt like too many bathrooms, not enough bedrooms. So I thought, okay, the teenagers have to share, but they only have to share with each other and not with the kids or with the toddlers. And I did add in toddler potties. It's in one of the bathrooms I did right next door to the toddler room. Again, I chopped that out so you can't see it, but they are there. Toddler potties are right next door. This is the last bedroom. Again, this is also another teenage bedroom. This teenager has a computer, and I think I added in a guitar in their room. And they have a bookshelf. They have the stereo. And then just more clutter. I think that about wraps it up. I think I've covered everything and my voice is starting to get a little sore. Only thing left here in the speed build is just the outside. Lots of landscaping, which again, I chopped out a fair amount of that because I used pretty much the same plants and I just put them around the whole house and it was boring, and I didn't want the video to be an hour long because you watched me do 30 minutes of landscaping. Even at 600 speed, nobody wants to watch 30 minutes of landscaping. At least I don't. So maybe you do, but I figured the general population probably, sees it, has enough of it. So So I did chop out a lot of that. And then there's a pool in the backyard. There's some lounging area. There's a swing set for the kids. There's a grill and a table out there. And I also think there's a woodworking station out there. One thing I didn't add that, again, like looking back and thinking about it, I wish I had. I didn't add any garden planters, so feel free to add those if you want to add them. Otherwise, I'm finally going to wrap this up. This is by far the longest voiceover that I've ever done, and I'm actually surprised I've been talking this long. Anyway, I will leave all of my socials in the description box below. If you want to join me on other platforms, I would love to have you. And if you guys liked this video, I would love for you to leave a thumbs up. It really helps support my channel. And if you want to see more Sims 4 speed build and content from me, feel free to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I do try to upload videos at least once a week and more if I can. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the speed build. Bye.